Men, gather around. Young Lion King here. And today I tell a tale of progress and a tale of victory. Guys, Young Lion King here. And it's Friday. Friday on this channel means progress video. So I'm going to take my weight as of today. Let me check this out. Today is the 4th of September of 2020. And then I'm going to do my mandatory poses. Before I start that, though, there's some things I want to talk to you guys about. Just a few things. So, when you guys are I want to talk to you guys about how to gain weight, like how it really works. Uh, it seems simple, but I'm going to just put it in layman's terms because I'm a layman, and so I'm not trying to use technical terms and sound smarter than I am, smarter than you. I hate when people do that. So, the best way it was described to me was you're looking at a fire, and so the fire, let's say you're at a fucking bonfire. Who gives a shit? It's just the fire in front of you, and the fire represents your weight gain. So that the brighter the flame, the more weight you gain, but the lower you actually start to regress. And this is only pertaining to those that are small, trying to get big, because everybody knows to big to small, you gotta burn more calories than you intake. And for us small guys, it's inverse, but no one talks to us about this, so I'm gonna do it. So like I was saying, it's like a fire, and so when you put wood into the fire, right, it starts to burn. Now there's different kinds of wood. You can have all the way from, I don't know, the best burning wood, um, those fire starters, whatever the fuck, all the way to paper. Now, you put paper in, it goes really quick, but then it's gone. It gets real bright, but then it comes down. That's your fast food. That's food that's like quick and easy. It gets you full. You get bigger. The scale reads heavier, but it doesn't stick. It's just too light. It's too thin. And then you have the opposite, where you have if it was alive, then, Whole Foods. So things like, what am I just gonna say? I'm gonna spill the beans, I guess. When it comes to meat, we have to eat. We have to eat. And I understand that it's not because we're sad or anything. We just don't like to eat. Like, we only eat when we're hungry, and not eat when um it's time to eat. You know what I mean? Like, this lifestyle, man. Like, for me, it was like every 2 hours, every 2 hours. But it wasn't like steak and eggs every 2 hours. We like hard, soft meals, but a consistent basis, making sure that that fire, that flame is burning consistently. And then when I skipped a meal, heaven forbid, then it would go down a little bit higher, and then I'd eat again and it go up. But it could have been up here, but I skipped the meal. So the body is like, at least for me, and I know for us thinner guys, leaner guys, our bodies are very unforgiving. So you have to make your mind up. But you wouldn't be here if you didn't have your mind made up. So, or at least aiming to have it that way. So, consistency of the meals and the quality of your meals equal weight gain. And it does take time. It really does take time. It's I've heard bodybuilders say it takes years to get to where they are. Now, I don't want to discourage you guys. That is, you look at the quality of their muscle and it makes sense. But if you're just trying to get from where you are to somewhere else, it's a lot quicker than that. You know what I mean? And plus, in all honesty, and this too, time flies, man. Like, before you know it, you're there. Um, 2020 is already almost done. We only got like 4 more months if my math is shitty. I think it's like three. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? But it's almost over. We're on the second half. So yeah, what I would do is I'm gonna start off with the mandatory poses, and I'm actually kind of excited about this because the mandatory poses they actually they do take practice. When you see the people on stage, like Mr. Olympias as a good example, obviously, and other competitions, that is very exhausting. And even more props to them because they're exhausted before they even start the show because they have to carb down, as they say. That is to say, um, so they have less water between their skin and their muscles, so it shows more. So props to them. And when you're stretching, when you're doing your mandatory poses, I'm not going to do it now, but you want to hold that for like 90 seconds straight. And try not to breathe, try not to shake. Those are the best. I've noticed that sometimes, like, Paul Dillette is a great example to me. I'm not trying to hate on him, but his posing, he was huge, man. Like, he made Dorian Yates look small. And if you guys don't know, Dorian Yates was like the first big man on the stage. You know what I mean? Like they call the terms mass monster, but Dorian Yates was like credited for being like the first person to be like that. But Paul Dillette made him look small. You guys should check it out. It's like amazing. Like these men get big. But anyways, it didn't matter because, well, first off, he had a bad back, and backs win shows. But his posing wasn't as good as like other people, man. Like it was funny. Sean Ray, for example, like he was always the smallest guy, but to me, he was such a great poser. Like you don't get it at first. Like when you look at the stage and everything like that, you see, and they kind of look all the same. But then, like the more you get into it, you start to see the nuances and see, oh, that's why he was considered, the most. He had the best back. This is why they say he had the best arms and the best abs and the best chest, Arnold, and you know what I mean. But anyways, when you're doing the mandatory poses, it actually helps your muscles to develop as well. You don't always have to go to the gym. Mandatory poses help out as well. So, but I'm gonna be your guys' guinea pig. So all the philosophies that I'm discussing today, you're you're gonna see me do them, so you'll know they're true. So the proof will be in the pudding. I'm fairly confident in this. So, without further ado, I'm gonna do my mandatory poses. I'm not gonna hold them for 90 seconds, but you're gonna see. You're gonna see the fruit coming from this tree, as I used to say. Yeah, I know. First is the front double bicep. Not bad, not bad. It actually looks better off this camera. Lat spread. It took me time to get these poses down. I'm not supposed to be talking, but who gives a fuck? Side of chest. I actually like it like that. OG Silverback does his like this. And then my tricep. Ooh. You also have others like the rear back and the abdomen and the quads. I believe there's 9. I only did 4, but it's okay. And so that's almost done, and now it's time for the weight. Now, when I first started, I was 143. When I very first started, actually, before that, I was probably like 139 when I first met OG Silverback. And then I drifted, and when you guys go to his channel, I'll be there. That was 143. So it's been 4 years, and then but I've been training with OG for about a year now. That's a story for another time. Right now, it's just a progress video. And so let's see my weight. This is gonna be tricky though because in here it's carpet and scales don't work on the carpet. I was trying it and it said I weighed 16 pounds, and I refuse to believe that is true. So let's see. I have an idea. I'm gonna do 2 videos. I'm gonna do the first one's gonna be what you see here, and the second one's gonna be the weight. Yeah, that's what I'll do until I figure it out. I'm really excited about this because as the time goes on, you'll see the evolution of this channel, the evolution of me, and then I'll be able to experience the evolution of you guys, see your gains. Make sure to drop a comment. If you have any questions, make sure to drop a like. No prob, they're free. So yeah, until next time, Young Lion King out.